Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything, and today we are continuing our Big Boys of Baseball series. And once I started this, everybody was asking me, James, when are you doing Bartolo Colon? When are you doing Bartolo Colon? Okay, well, you knew he was coming, and today finally we are doing Bartolo Colon. Okay, so this guy, definitely one of the big boys of baseball. So if you saw the thumbnail, you can see we're going to be doing a little bit of a close-up of Mr. Colon. And this is from an incident where he swung his bat so hard that his helmet fell off. So he's kind of goofy looking there. And just kind of putting that helmet off to the side. So yeah, this is like right after he swung. And he was a Met when this happened, so I'm going to have him in his Mets uniform. Now, this guy didn't really stick around in one place for too long, so, alright, deep breath here. 1997 Indians, 2002 Expos, 2003 White Sox, 2004 Angels, 2008 Red Sox, 2009 back to the White Sox, 2011 Yankees, 2012 the A's, 2014 Mets, 2017 Braves, 2017 Twins, finishing off in 2018 with the Rangers. Whew. Okay. So yeah, pick and choose with this guy. So what can you tell us about Mr. Colon, James? Well, he was born in the Dominican Republic. In Dominican Republic, a lot of good baseball players from that part of the world. And a lot of pretty women too. Sorry, got sidetracked there. What were you talking about? Oh yeah, Colon. So Colon, he granted a lot of his work ethic, his strength to humble beginnings in the DR, where he harvested coffee beans with his family, and he didn't start playing baseball actually until he turned 14, and he was a natural at it. Yeah, when he was signed to the Indians, his first major league team in '97, they actually they kind of fat shamed the poor guy a little bit. They would give him a $12,500 bonus whenever it came to a weigh-in time, and if he weighed under 225, they would give him that bonus. So yeah, concerns about his weight pretty early on. He did get a lot bigger later in his career, as most people do. But speaking of, this like the John Kruk, Rod Beck work ethic, nobody injures their fat. I ain't no athlete, lady, I'm a baseball player. Colon was actually one of the oldest baseball players to ever play. When he wrapped up in 2018, let's see here. Yeah, he was 45 years old. I'm just kind of fixing this helmet. He was 45 years old in 2018, and so he was the oldest active player in the league at that point, and also he was the only active player to play for the Expos. So the Expos is, a defunct team now, and Colon was the only one who could stretch his experience, his whatever, back to that particular team, and nobody else. All the Expos are long gone by this point. Kind of got like a John Goodman thing going here. Cool. Okay, so I think I've got everything where I want it to be as far as his helmet, his hat. Okay, so let's just bust out our helmet tones first, or blues, and I'll get an orange for that Mets logo, then just a red to shade some of that. Alright, so we'll go to town there. We'll do the Mets logo first. And he did play for the Mets and the Yankees, this guy. It's all over the place. I may have to go over that with another orange. Let me see what else I got. This one's kind of light. Let's see. Maybe if we hit it with the fine. Okay, it looks a little bit better. Colon also had the nickname of Big Sexy, which he did try to trademark. I know there might be somebody else out there who has an issue with that, but yeah, he also came out with a book, Big Sexy in his own words, just memoirs, you know, detailing his life. Okay, I just want to get around that logo. And I think Colon does still play in the Dominican Republic for one of their teams down there. So yeah, for a guy, you know, who's allegedly so out of shape, his appearance is comical. Dude had some longevity. That's a long career. And again, setting a record for one of the oldest baseball players to ever play. And he did it for many different teams, many different franchises. Alright, so I'm going to take one of my darker blues here, and I'm just kind of seeing where the shadow is. Let's see, we'll use the medium. So he's got a shadow kind of on this part. And that kind of loops into the brim of the helmet here. And whenever I'm drawing something that's shiny, you can kind of just make it look shiny by doing like sort of sloppy like parallel lines. Kind of shows where the light is going. And that's got a very light part over here. I'm probably going to hit that with another color in just a second. Alright, so let's get our other blue out. Just going to blend those a little bit. Gonna leave this part white. Okay. And then just to give it some depth, gonna hit the darkest part with that red. Let's make that pop and get that into his visor a little bit too. Okay. Alright, now for his face. Get some of those skin tones out and start with my orange here. He's got a bigger shadow underneath his nose. That's probably like the darkest part. So again, we're just kind of mapping where the shadows go now. His eyes are like almost shut because he's probably a little disoriented, losing his helmet here. Yeah, and Big Sexy, he was a pitcher. Did win the Cy Young Award in 2005. So he's probably one of the first guys that kind of comes to mind, you know, when you think of the big boys of baseball. Not only is he a big boy, but you know, he did have an awful lot of longevity, and it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I keep thinking of Roseanne when I'm watching this. Like, this guy looks like John Goodman or something. Alright, so get the eyebrows in there. We'll just kind of lay the lighter color in first. Kind of got curly hair. Okay, and let me see, do I have a pink? I've got this somewhat pink color. I'm just going to do the bottom of his lips here. Okay, and the inside where we can see his tongue, I'll make that a little bit red, and I might just go over that with a darker part after. Alright, and then while I'm here, I'm just gonna do he's got the pinstripes, you know, we're making Mr. Colon a matte in this picture to represent that particular incident. And again, those pinstripes really accentuate the big boys. They got a lot of wrapping around they got to do. Alright, and I like that. That works. All right, and then just detail where his buttons are going. And then if I have a gray, let's get a light gray. And you know, Mets jersey obviously white. So just to make those shadows, just use a little bit of gray, just so it doesn't look flat. And that's, he's got like this collar or something, not really a collar, just like where the shirt is wrinkled around his neck. It's got another like big shadow here. Okay, and then if I wanted to, I could go back in with a very light blue, use my fine, and then just kind of accentuate some of those shadows just a little bit, just so it doesn't look like it's just flat white. Alright. Alright, so I think we're good as far as his jersey goes. And let's work up that skin tone a bit here. And actually, before I get too into that, let's just take care of some of these lines with the pencil, get rid of those. Alright. And then for his eyes are pretty much shut, so we're just going to leave a very, very small white spot in there for the eye, and then just do brown for the rest of it. And he doesn't really have a lot of shadow underneath his helmet here, just because again it's falling off his head. But yeah, this part of his face is where the darkest shadows are going to be, so we're just going to do some contours along his many chins. And of course he's got a dark spot underneath his lip there. His nose is going to be very dark under that part. And this is almost all in shadow over here, where his eyebrows. Okay, and for the very light parts, I'm gonna hit that with just like a medium size flesh tone here. Just hit the spots where you want it to be light. So his cheekbone right here, that side of his face, we'll do his chin, get underneath. And actually this should be a lot darker under here. So let's just go back in. Yeah, because that's where chin fold is hanging over his other neck, the other part of his neck that's kind of buried in his jersey here. Alright, that's working. I'm liking this. And then just kind of blend a little bit more on that side of his face. Okay, and then I want to take my lighter brown, and I'm just going to keep working in those shadows. Right. His ears are almost all in shadow over here, so we can just kind of go over those. Does have a bit of a darker skin tone. He is Dominican, not very, very dark, but yeah, we'll give him a little bit of a tan. And again, I'm just bringing my lines in the direction of where his face goes, right? So should be dark on his eyelids there. Alright, I'm going to take the orange, do a little bit more blending in there. Move the lines with the contours of his face. He does have a little bit of a, like a 5 o'clock shadow. So with that, I'm just going to take my gray and just very lightly just kind of hit that part of the mouth a bit. There we go. And the same thing underneath here with his chin. Alright, and now I'm going to get my black out here. And we're just going to start giving them the borders, give our outlines. Okay, and then that just kind of makes everything pop at the end. So we already let our colors do most of the talking here. Now it's just time for the outlines to go in and really just accentuate everything. Okay, and then again he's got kind of a frizzy mess of a hairdo here. In all fairness, he did just knock his helmet off, so we can't blame him for that. Alright, and I want to do a few more things to that helmet, but let's just get his eyes first. Not even going to bother with the eye on this side, just draw like a little slit, just because you can barely see it underneath that helmet. And his eyebrows are very dark, so we'll just do those. And you can kind of go in and give some more shadows if you want with your pen. Just work on his lip a little bit. And yeah, let me hit that Mets logo up there, just because I just don't want to leave any of that white, and then just blend it in with that blue that I put behind the orange NY. And see if maybe I can get, if I can get that again with orange here, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Not really working there. But alright, well, got a couple more things we can do to fix that. We'll just darken up where that blue meets the orange. Carry some of that blue over to here. Okay. And then with that black, I'm just going to go in and just accentuate my logo. That way it just pops off that blue helmet. Okay, there's your Mets helmet. I'm just gonna do a little bit more with that blue